Heavenly Father, thank you for this morning. Thank you for waking this person up today, for the breath that came back into their body the moment their eyes opened, for a heartbeat that kept going all night long without them having to think about it once. Before they scroll, before they speak, before the day gets its hands on them, I wanted to bring them here, to this exact moment, because there is a way to start a morning unprotected, and there is a way to start it covered, and Lord, today we are choosing covered. If you're watching this before anything else today, I don't believe you found this prayer by accident. Something in you knew, even if you couldn't put words to it, that you needed to be covered before you walked out that door. Maybe you felt exposed lately, like life has been coming at you from every direction and you've had nothing standing between you and it. Maybe you can't even name what you're afraid of, you just know the fear has been there, quietly, in the background of your days. Father, I believe you drew this person here this morning specifically so you could do something about that, before this day even has a chance to begin. Because Lord, whatever this person lets reach them first this morning tends to set the tone for everything after it. If the phone gets there first, today starts in someone else's hands. If the worry gets there first, today starts already on the back foot. But if this prayer gets there first, today starts already covered, already decided, already settled before a single thing has gone right or wrong. So we're not rushing past this moment to get to the day. We're letting this moment be the door the rest of the day has to walk through. So this morning, we are not just asking for a good day. We are asking to be covered. Covered in mind, covered in body, covered in our homes, in our families, in our work, in every hour between right now and the moment our heads hit the pillow again tonight. We are asking for the kind of covering your word describes in Psalm 91, Lord, the kind that doesn't just wish someone well, but actually shelters them, actually shields them, actually goes ahead of them into a day they haven't lived yet. Your word says that the one who lives in the secret place of the Most High will remain under the shadow of the Almighty. Not occasionally close to you. Not dropping in on Sundays and otherwise managing on their own. Living there. Dwelling there. Making you their actual address, the place they return to every single morning, the way this person is returning to you right now. Father, let this be that kind of morning. Let this be the moment this person moves from simply knowing about your protection to actually living inside it. Your word says you are our refuge and our fortress, the God this person can trust completely, not partially, not with reservations, but fully, the way a person trusts a wall that has never once failed to hold. Lord, I ask you to be that wall around this person today. Let them feel, even if they can't explain why, that something sturdy is standing between them and whatever this day was planning to throw at them. Your word also tells this person to trust you with their whole heart, and not to lean on what they can figure out on their own, but to acknowledge you in everything, in every decision waiting on them today, and you will make their path straight. Father, that's not the easiest thing to actually live out, because most of us would rather solve our own problems and only call on you when we've run out of options. But I ask you to help this person trust you first today, not last, with whatever doesn't make sense yet, whatever doesn't have a clear answer yet. And your word tells us to be still, and know that you are God. Not to have it all figured out first. Not to fix everything before finding peace. Just to be still, right here, before this day picks up speed and pulls this person in 5 directions at once. Let them carry this stillness with them, this exact feeling from this exact minute, like something they can return to the second today starts feeling like too much. And your word says you will deliver us from the snare set for us, from the sickness that moves quietly where no one's watching. That you will cover us, Father, the way a bird gathers its young in close and spreads its wings over them, so that whatever comes for them has to come through you first. Not a covering that simply shields from a distance, but one that pulls in close, the way a parent pulls a frightened child into their chest without even thinking twice about it. I ask for that exact covering over this person this morning, Lord. Not protection that watches from a distance, but the kind that pulls them in close, under wing, where it's warm and safe, and nothing can reach them without first reaching you. Your word says they will not need to fear the terror that comes at night, or the danger that walks boldly in the daylight. They will not need to fear the trouble that creeps in where no one can see it coming, or the disaster that strikes in the brightest part of the afternoon, when everyone assumed they were safe. Father, that means every hour qualifies for your covering. The 3 in the morning hour, when fear feels loudest and every bad possibility seems more likely than it actually is. The phone call nobody wants to receive, whenever it comes. The middle of a packed afternoon, when something unexpected lands without warning. The dark, hidden things and the things that happen right out in the open. All of it, Lord. Cover all of it. Your word says 1,000 troubles may fall at this person's side, and 10,000 more right beside them, and still, none of it will be allowed to come near. Father, that doesn't mean trouble won't exist in the world around them today. It means it won't be permitted to reach the place you've marked as covered. Let this person walk through whatever chaos today holds the way someone walks through a storm wearing the right coat, untouched by what's soaking everyone else. Your word promises that no real harm will overtake this person, and no disaster will come near their home. Father, that includes the house they live in, the family inside it, every person under that roof tonight. Let your covering rest over their doorframe the way it rested over the homes your people marked long ago, so that whatever moves through the rest of the world simply passes by this household, untouched. Your word says you will give your angels orders concerning this person, to guard them in every single path they walk today. To catch them, even, before their foot ever strikes a stone they didn't see. Father, that means today's decisions are covered too. The ones already on the calendar and the ones that will catch this person completely off guard before lunch. The conversation they're dreading and the one they don't even know is coming yet. Let unseen help go ahead of them into every room they haven't walked into yet. And your word says this person will walk over the lion and the serpent, will trample down what was sent to terrify them. Whatever has been roaring at this person lately, whatever has been quietly waiting to strike when their guard was down, I declare this morning that it has no authority here. It can roar all it wants. It will not move this person off the ground you've given them to stand on. And Father, your word ends this chapter with something I don't want to rush past, because it isn't me asking you for this covering. It's you, in your own words, promising it. You say, because this one has set their love on me, I will rescue them. I will set them in a high place, because they know my name. They will call, and I will answer. I will be with them, right there, in the trouble, not somewhere far off waiting for it to pass. I will rescue them, and I will honor them. I will satisfy them with long life, and I will let them see how I save. Father, that is not a wish. That is your own promise, spoken in your own voice, and I receive it over this person this morning. If any of that just settled over you, if you needed to be reminded this morning that you are not walking out that door unprotected, I want you to do something simple right now. Type the word Amen. Not as a formality, but as your own agreement, your own way of saying, yes, I receive that covering over my life today. Father, now I want to bring you the parts of this person's life that actually need this covering, the parts they were carrying long before this prayer started. Start with their mind, Lord, because that's usually where the trouble shows up first. You know the version of this person that exists at 3 in the morning, when the same worry plays on a loop and won't let them sleep. You know the dread that shows up before their feet even hit the floor, the heaviness that has no clear source, just a weight sitting on their chest that was there before they remembered what today actually requires of them. You know the quiet comparison trap too, scrolling for 30 seconds and somehow walking away feeling like everyone else has their life figured out except them. Father, cover their mind right now. Quiet whatever has been circling. Let the part of them that's been bracing for impact finally stand down, even if just for these next few minutes. And cover who they believe themselves to be, Father, because covering isn't only protection from outside trouble, it's protection from the lies that get inside. The lie that they are what their worst mistake says about them. The lie that they are behind everyone else, less than everyone else, not enough for the life they're living. Cover that, Lord. Remind this person that you knew them before any of that noise existed, that you loved them before they had done a single thing to deserve it, and that nothing that happens today gets to rewrite who they already are in you. Cover their home, Father, every person who walks through that door tonight. If there's a marriage in this house that has gone quiet, where two people used to talk for hours and now barely make it through dinner without distraction. Cover that marriage, soften it, bring back what's gone missing. If there's a child in this home who is hurting in ways they haven't said out loud, who has pulled back, who is carrying more than a child should have to carry alone, cover that child specifically, Lord, their heart, their mind, their friendships, everything they're exposed to that they're too young to navigate by themselves. If there's a parent in this person's life getting older, and somewhere in their chest there's a fear about time running out that they haven't said to anyone, cover that relationship, give them more good days together than either of them is currently expecting. If there are siblings who used to be close and somehow grew into something more like distant acquaintances, cover that relationship too, and soften whatever pride or hurt has kept them apart. If this is a blended family, still learning what it means to actually feel like one family instead of several pieces sharing a house, give them patience with each other, and give the children in that home a steady, settled sense that they belong, fully, without conditions. And if there is someone missing from this family altogether, someone who walked away and hasn't come back, cover the distance between them, Lord, and keep working on what looks, from the outside, like it's never going to change. Cover their body, Father, and cover their mind in a different way now, the way that doesn't always get spoken about in church. For the one whose body is tired in a way that sleep doesn't fix, whose test results are still pending, whose diagnosis is something they're either dreading or already living with, cover them with healing, in whatever form that needs to take today. Strengthen what's weak. Calm what's inflamed. Restore what feels like it's failing faster than it should. And for the one whose mind is heavy in a way that has nothing to do with circumstances, the one fighting depression that makes simply getting up feel impossible some mornings, the one whose anxiety lives in their chest and won't fully leave even when they pray about it, cover them too, Lord. You are not disappointed in them. You are not far from them. Surround them with healing, and with the right help, and with people who will walk this with them instead of leaving them to carry it alone, because reaching out for that kind of help is not a failure of faith, it's an answer to this prayer. Cover their steps today, Father, every decision in front of them, every meeting, every conversation that could shift the direction of something important. Your word says angels are already assigned to this, to catch what this person can't see coming, to keep them from striking a stone they never noticed was there. So I ask you to cover their work today specifically, Lord. For the one who dreads walking into that building, who feels unseen there, who is exhausted in a way a weekend can't undo, give them strength for this exact day. For the one weighing a career change, trying to tell the difference between fear and wisdom, give them clarity before they have to decide. For the one who is burned out, running on a kind of empty that one good night's sleep can't fix, restore what's actually been depleted, not just the tiredness sitting on the surface. And for the one whose work today doesn't look like a job at all, the one managing a household and raising children and holding a family together with very little outside recognition, let them know this morning that what they do is seen, even on days it goes completely unnoticed by everyone else. Father, I know there is something on someone's heart this morning that I haven't named yet, something only you and they know about, maybe something they've never said out loud to another living person. So if there's a specific need pressing on you right now, I want to invite you to write it in the comments below this prayer. Even a single word is enough. Healing. My marriage. My son. Provision. Whatever it is, there are people praying through this video every day who will read what you write and agree with you in prayer, even if you never meet face to face. And Father, cover the next generation in this person's life too, not just their own children if they have them, but whoever they're watching grow up and worrying about, grandchildren, nieces and nephews, the kids down the street they've known for years. The world these children are growing up into looks different than the one this person grew up in, and that difference quietly worries a lot of people more than they say out loud. Father, go ahead of these children into rooms this person can't follow them into. Guard their hearts from things they're not ready for. Surround their friendships with good influence and protect them from the bad. Give this person wisdom for the conversations they need to have with the young people in their life, and peace for the ones they can't control no matter how much they want to. Cover their finances, Father, because you already know the math that doesn't quite work out, the bills due before the paycheck lands, the quiet shame some people carry around money even when they're doing everything they know how to do. You know, the ones who are doing it all right, working hard, planning carefully, and still feel like they're falling further behind no matter what they try. I ask you to provide for this person in a way that isn't just barely enough, but in a way they can look back on and clearly know it was you. Open the doors that have been shut. Send wisdom for the decisions sitting in front of them, especially the ones with no obvious right answer. Break any cycle of lack over their life, and cover it instead with provision that doesn't run out. And Father, for the one whose marriage has actually been a steady place this season, who has someone beside them who shows up, who listens, who has carried hard days with them, I don't want to skip past that either. Thank you for that, Lord. Cover that marriage too, not because it's struggling, but because good things deserve covering just as much as broken things do. Protect it from the slow drift that happens when life gets busy and nobody means for distance to grow, but it grows anyway. Help this person never take that steadiness for granted. Cover their relationships, Lord, and cover the loneliness too, because there are people listening right now who are surrounded by people all day and still feel completely unseen. There's someone here who used to have close friendships and somehow drifted from all of them without quite noticing when it happened. There's someone who has been praying for a husband or a wife for longer than they expected to, wondering if it's actually coming. There's someone who trusted the wrong person once, and hasn't fully trusted anyone since. There's someone who moved to a new city, or just retired, or finished a season of life that used to come with built-in community, and is now discovering how hard it is to build real friendship later in life. Father, cover every one of them this morning. Heal what trust used to look like before it was broken. Bring real friendship to the lonely. Bring the right person at the right time to the one who has waited the longest. And until that day comes, remind them that being alone in a room is not the same as being alone in the universe, because you are with them in both. And Father, your word said that you would not just deliver this person, but honor them. So there's someone listening who has felt overlooked for a long time, passed over for a promotion that should have been theirs, taken for granted at home, treated as an afterthought somewhere they should have been treated as essential. Lord, restore what's been quietly stripped from them. They don't have to fight for their own dignity today, because you're already fighting for it. Let them walk into whatever room they're walking into today carrying themselves a little differently, knowing the God who made them has already called them honored, whether or not anyone around them has noticed yet. Father, there's a kind of covering that can't fully settle until something else is released first, and that's forgiveness. There may be someone listening who is still carrying what another person did to them, replaying it, reliving it, letting it cost them a little more peace every single time it resurfaces. I'm not asking you to make what happened okay, because it may not be. I am asking you to help this person release the grip it still has on them, because unforgiveness has a way of keeping us tied to exactly what we're most desperate to walk away from. And if the person someone needs to forgive this morning is themselves, for a decision, a season, a version of who they used to be that they've long since outgrown, cover that too, Lord. Let them hear clearly that your mercy is new again this very morning, and that mercy was always meant to include them. Cover their dreams, Father, the thing they've wanted to do for years but have been too afraid to start, the gift you placed in them that's been buried under responsibility or fear or simply running out of energy to try again. Maybe it's a business they've talked themselves out of more times than they can count. Maybe it's a relationship they need to repair before more time slips by. Maybe it's something quieter, something they've never said out loud. To a single person, just a sense that there's more for them than the life they've settled into. Father, give them courage today, not necessarily for something enormous, but for the next small step, the call, the conversation, the application, the decision they've been putting off for longer than they'd like to admit. Let them know the years that felt wasted were never wasted in your eyes, and that what looks like a closed door right now may simply be one you're still preparing on the other side, on your timing, not theirs. Cover their faith, Father. For some listening this morning, faith feels strong and sure. For others, it feels like the thinnest thread, holding on by habit more than conviction, wondering if a prayer like this one is even reaching you. Meet that person exactly there. If someone is brand new to this, still learning what it even means to talk to you like this, you are not waiting for them to get it perfect, you just want them close. And if someone is coming back after years away, carrying some quiet guilt about the distance they put there themselves, let them feel this morning that the door was never locked, that there's no speech required first, just this moment, and your arms already open before they finish deciding to return. Lord, you said this person would walk over whatever roars at them. So whatever has been roaring lately, whether it's a diagnosis, a debt, an addiction in the family, a fear that won't say its own name, I want this person to know it has already been put under their feet, even if it doesn't feel that way yet this morning. It can keep making noise. It does not get to make the decisions in this person's life anymore. Cover their words today, Lord, and what they let into their mind. When something doesn't go as planned, when someone says something sharp, help them respond instead of react. And guard their eyes and ears today from whatever headline, comment, or comparison is waiting to undo this peace the second they pick their phone back up. Help them notice the difference between information that helps and noise that only adds weight, and give them the discipline to set it down when they need to. And Father, cover every actual hour of this day, not just the idea of it. Cover the rush of getting out the door. Cover the commute, whatever that looks like, when the radio is on but the mind has already wandered somewhere else. Cover the first meeting and the first hard message of the day, the one that's already sitting unread in an inbox somewhere. Cover lunch, however it's spent, and let it feel like a genuine pause instead of one more task. Cover the afternoon stretch when energy runs low and patience runs lower, when the smallest inconvenience suddenly feels like the biggest one. Cover the drive home, and the front door opening. And whatever waits on the other side of it. Cover dinner, and the conversations around it, or the quiet if no one else is at that table tonight. And cover the very end of the day too, when the noise stops and this person is finally alone with their own thoughts, because that's often when everything they've been outrunning finally catches up. Be there for all of it, Lord, the same way you are right here this morning. Father, I want this person to know that this covering doesn't expire when this video ends. Your word said angels are assigned to keep them in all their ways, not just this one. So if peace starts slipping somewhere around the third email, or the second hard conversation, or the longest red light of the afternoon, they don't have to wait until tomorrow to find it again. They can pause, right there, and remember this exact prayer, and remember that the same covering that was over them at sunrise is still over them at noon, and will still be over them tonight. And Father, your word made a promise to this person, not just to ask for help, but to actually be heard the moment they call. So I want to remind this person that they don't need permission, or perfect words, or the right time of day, to talk to you again later today. If fear shows up at 2 in the afternoon the same way it showed up at 2 this morning, they can simply say your name, right there, wherever they are, and trust that you meant what you said. You will answer. You will be with them, in it, not somewhere off at a distance waiting for the trouble to pass. And Father, whatever yesterday looked like for this person, however it ended, whatever was said or left unsaid, whatever mistake or failure is still sitting heavy in their chest from it, let today be different. Not because yesterday didn't matter, but because your mercy doesn't run out overnight and start over from nothing, it actually renews, fresh, every single morning, including this one. This is not yesterday wearing a new date. This is a new day, covered from its very first minute, and this person gets to walk into it as someone who is not defined by what happened 24 hours ago. For the one walking through grief this morning, still learning how to live around a loss that rearranged everything, be close to them today in a way they can actually feel, Lord. For the one who just lost a job, or fears they're about to, remind them their provision was never tied to one paycheck. For the one sitting in a hospital waiting room, or beside someone they love and one, give them strength for this exact hour. For the widow or widower still setting the table for one, still reaching for a phone to call someone who can't answer anymore, be the presence that's missing. For the one who just received a diagnosis they weren't prepared for, give them peace before they even fully understand what comes next. For the one in recovery, fighting for one more sober day after the last one, let today's victory be enough, without needing to solve every future day right now. For the caregiver running on a kind of tired that doesn't get a day off, let them feel seen even on the days no one says thank you. For the one who spends their life serving everyone else, in ministry or in 100 quieter ways nobody notices, and who is running on empty themselves, fill them back up today, Lord, the way they keep filling others. For the one job hunting, sending out applications into what feels like silence, send the door that finally opens. For the one facing a surgery or procedure this week, calm what's been keeping them up at night about it. For the single parent doing the work of two people with the energy of one, give them strength specifically for today. For the one serving far from family, in the military or simply living far from where they grew up, close the distance in whatever way only you can. For the empty nester walking through a quieter house than they're used to, wondering what this next chapter is even supposed to look like, remind them you are not finished writing their story. For the one watching someone they love slowly slip away to memory loss, grieving someone who is still physically present, give them a strength that doesn't run out, and patience for the hardest days. And for the one who has been waiting so long for a breakthrough they've nearly stopped expecting it, don't let them stop believing now. Let this be the season everything turns. And even with everything this person is carrying, I want to ask them to do one small thing this morning. Just think of one thing they're grateful for. Maybe it's as simple as a quiet house before everyone else wakes up, or a cup of coffee warming their hands, or a voice on the phone last night that reminded them they're less alone than they sometimes feel. Maybe it's bigger, a marriage still standing after a hard season, a child who is healthy, a second chance they didn't earn but received anyway. Whatever it is, let it remind this person that the same God who provided that has already been faithful before, and that today is not the first time He's shown up. Let this person sit with that for just a moment longer than they normally would, Father, because gratitude doesn't erase what's hard, but it does remind us that the same hands that have been covering this person all along are still covering them right now, in this exact moment, before today has even fully started. Father, before we close, be present in the comments of this video too. For everyone who leaves a prayer request below, whether for themselves or someone they love, let them know they are not praying alone. There's a whole community of people, from different cities, different countries, different seasons of life, gathering around this exact prayer to lift each other up, some of them carrying things far heavier than what brought them here this morning, and still taking the time to agree in prayer for a stranger they'll never meet. So if there's something on your heart you haven't said out loud yet, write it down now, and let someone you'll never meet stand with you in agreement today. Father, thank you for hearing this prayer. Thank you for meeting this person here, before the noise, before the demands, before this day asked anything of them at all. Thank you for caring about every detail just brought to you, not because any of it is too small, but because nothing about this person's life is too small for you. I bless this person now in every part of who they are. Bless their mind with peace, their body with strength, their heart with comfort where it's hurting and joy where it's been missing. Bless their work, their decisions, their conversations, their relationships today. Bless every person they love, their family near and far, their children, their parents, their friends, and cover every one of them in this same protection. Bless their coming and their going, exactly as your word promises. Bless the parts of today already on the calendar and the parts that will catch them by surprise. Bless the meal they share with someone tonight, or the quiet they sit in if no one else is there to share it with. Bless their sleep tonight, deep and undisturbed by the same worries that visited last night. And bless tomorrow morning too, before it even arrives, so that when this person wakes up again, they wake up already covered, the same way they are right now. And just as your own word promised, let this person know you will satisfy them with the fullness of the life you have for them, and let them see, in ways they can't yet imagine, how you save. Let this person walk out of this morning different than they walked into it. Let them feel, even in some small way, that they are not alone, that they are seen, and that they are loved by a God who has not let go of them since the day He first knit them together. Let this covering go with them from the moment they step outside, through every hour of this day, all the way until they lay their head down again tonight knowing this was a day you walked through with them. And for everyone who prayed this with me this morning, thank you for them. Thank you for drawing them here today, out of every place they could have been instead. Let this not just be a prayer they watched, but a covering they actually carried with them, into this day, and into every day after it. In the mighty and precious name of Jesus Christ, we pray. Amen.